He had no product, no code, just a vision and a fake demo. Still, he raised $42 million from Silicon Valley's top investors. His pitch? A powerful AI that could predict success itself. The problem? It didn't exist. Now, most people would never dream of starting a company around something that isn't real yet. But Sam was not most people. In fact, when you look at Sam, this might be the least surprising thing about him. In 2014, Sam convinced some of the biggest names in tech that he already had the next big thing, even though it didn't exist yet. Names like Founders Fund, Khosla Ventures, and Yahoo co-founder Jerry Yang were all in by the end of it. They threw $42 million at him without a product, without code, without anything but Sam's word that the thing he was pitching was possible. So how did he do it? Well, here's what we know. First, Sam made himself a website with a very realistic-looking demo. This demo showed companies how they could use his software. Like imagine you're Netflix, and you want to figure out what movies you should buy the rights to stream. You can feed all your historical data into Sam's software. Things like how many people watch which movies, what kind of ads perform better, and what kinds of movies are popular elsewhere. Then Sam's software would spit out which movies you should buy. We don't know exactly how the demo worked, but we do know that it looked good. Like really good. And when Sam was pitching it, he always made sure that there was a computer between him and the investor so they couldn't hear what was going on. Next, he told himself that he'd build it later. He didn't plan to deliver on these promises right away. In fact, he had no plans to deliver on them ever. But once he started making money, he told himself he'd use that money to hire real engineers to build the thing he was pretending existed. And for a while this worked. He hired a few dozen engineers and distributed them across various projects. One of those projects turned into a startup that was later acquired for hundreds of millions. Another became a public company. Some of the other projects also seemed promising. But this wasn't the actual company Sam was trying to build. Those were just side projects built by people who thought they were working on the next big thing. Sam was running a massive bait and switch operation. Investors were funneling money into this fake company that he controlled, and then he was taking that money and using it to fund real companies that had nothing to do with his original vision. It's a textbook example of a Ponzi scheme, except instead of investing people's money into fake investments and then using new investors' money to pay off the old ones, he was investing their money into real companies and then using the money those companies made to pay off his investors. Of course, this couldn't last forever. Eventually, one of the companies he'd funded blew up and investors started demanding that he give them their money back. And that's when the leaks started. An anonymous whistleblower sent emails from Sam's former colleagues to the press revealing that much of what Sam had pitched to investors didn't exist. Overnight, the world called him a scammer. He was hit with fraud charges, and suddenly his empire was crumbling down around him. But then in the final moments of his trial, his lawyers dropped a bomb. They brought forward proof that the AI Sam had been pitching all those years ago now exists. They brought forward executives from Fortune 100 companies who were there to testify that they'd licensed the AI and that it worked. So was Sam a liar or a visionary who just ran ahead of the truth? Either way, he changed the world. Now you have to decide if he deserves to be remembered as a hero or a villain. Wait, before you go, if a lie creates something real, is it still a lie? Comment below with your thoughts. And if you enjoyed this story, please share for more updates. See you next time.